We are coming at you. We are 4 movie location obsessed lunatics coming at you. We are pulling our resources, we're pulling our knowledge, we're pulling our enthusiasm, but we decided we wanted to do something a little different than just sharing and bragging about our own shots, which we all love to do here in this group. But we thought it might be a good idea to celebrate you guys. We, the 4 of us, have decided we're going to look at all of the photos that get posted in the Historic Film Locations group on Facebook and rank our top 10 favorite shots that show up in that group every single month. And this is the first of that series, so welcome. My name is James Gillette, and I had this idea for wanting to see what the top 10 film location shots that show up in the group each month might be. But in order to create a method that doesn't have any favoritism, just because we're talking about my one perspective, I thought, let's get a group of a few different perspectives together to really balance the fairness of this thing. So I went after 3 of my dear friends, 3 guys whose output in this hobby I respect and admire. We got Justin, we got Rayan, we got David. So I'm hoping that through those 4 different perspectives, we are able to come up with a top 10 that is fair. So how this is going to go every month is we pulled together 30 to 40 kind of nominated shots that showed up in the Historic Film Locations. This month it was 35. We came up with 35 that just kind of stood out as being good ones. And what we would do is we will rank each of those from 1st to 35th, and then come up with an average. You have to take whatever the rank of all 4 of us was, and then average that out, and then from there we get a top 10. So I guess just talk briefly about what do we look for? What do we think is a good shot? I mean, for me personally, I'm thinking camera angle accuracy, right? Angle accuracy, image quality, creativity, presentation, right? I mean, how good the image looks online once it's posted. Can you guys think of anything? Do you have anything else that you're looking for in terms of?
I mean, you just nailed it, man. Angle is obviously always first. You can go to a location, as we said, and that takes effort and time out of your day. But what takes skill is matching up an angle. That's the number one thing that we look for.
I think I'm the black sheep of the group because I'm not known exactly for my angles, but
everybody loves you have specific
hair.
Your specific style.
Everybody loves.
I'm going to say this right now. Like, despite what David and I have just said, Rayan, don't change a thing.
Yeah, don't change a thing, man. Not a thing. You are you because you are you.
I appreciate that, guys. But what I look for in shots is you could go to LA and just systematically go down Hollywood or Sunset and get shot. And you can kind of see that kind of comes through in some people's photos that it's just from a list that they went and just knocked out 20. But the shots that take effort and time, like that effort and that time and that creativity comes through for me when I see a shot that somebody drove 3 hours to get and climbed a rock and, got their shot, those come out great.
I always say I'm much more impressed when somebody goes to the top of a mountain for 1 shot rather than run around Los Angeles for 100.
Absolutely, 100% of the time, because it's rarer. Human beings like the things that are rarer, that are harder to come across.
4 that I look at, which is the presentation, the effort, and also this has grown since we started doing it. So now I look for things like the uniqueness of a photo based on that movie and how much I love that movie. And sometimes you come across things and you think, I love that movie. I didn't know where that shot is. And as soon as you see it, it's like, yeah. And then it naturally becomes cool. So I'm looking for something that's cool and makes a difference. And there's some that stand out because, like you said, when I first started doing this, I had a camera. I knew what lining up the shots. But my whole system now revolves around sunset, time of the year, where the sun direction is going to come from, all these things which sound like ridiculous, but they make a difference because there's nothing like arriving at the shot and the sun's the wrong direction, and all of a sudden you've just got shadows.
Okay, so as far as standards, one thing I want to make sure we make sure people know is recycled shots are not being considered. We want to know what you're doing now, not what you did 1, 2, 5, 10 years ago. Only new shots are being considered for this top 10.
I think we'd all be remiss if we didn't touch on the on the crazy growth of the hobby, because everybody's watching this doesn't realize that all of us were in this hobby back when there was any of the groups may have had 1,000 members, and now we have groups approaching 1 million people. How do you guys feel about all the growth in the hobby?
That's one of the big inspirations for doing these videos, is because since there are so many pictures being posted on a daily basis, just bam, 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 they just fly right by it. It's like white noise. And let's face it, I mean, I think of the Apollo moon landings. Remember when you watched Apollo 13 and they were talking about how even putting a man on the moon had gotten boring because people had gotten used to it and people stopped watching? That's kind of what's happened with movie location shots. We see so many every day, it just kind of becomes white noise.
Oversaturation.
The reason why that is because the hobby's grown, right? Because there's so many people doing this now. So getting the four of us together made me really excited just to see how the top 10 list each month was going to turn out. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to start things off with what we consider to be the number 10 best shot of the month, and that was Alan Reed's Deadpool and Wolverine shot.
The good thing about this is because it's such a quick capture, because I think this was shot in 2023, you are as close as you're probably going to be before there was possibly any major changes. Now, normally with landscape, trees and those hill lines, they don't change for years. You can, if you look at the picture and remove the characters, you're looking at the same picture. The difference obviously is the focus is on the background, whereas it's slightly blurred in the movie, but you can see it's on point.
What Alan did here, he crushed that camera accuracy that we're talking about here. I mean, you can see there. So you have the different depths. You have those two round bushes that are kind of like middle background. Then there's the further background, and you have that diagonal line of bushes kind of in between there. And yeah, no brainer. You get that side by side wow factor. I think he deserves a hand just for at least as far as I've seen. These are the first from this location that I've seen. So
Other
points
made.
Points for being first.
We really appreciate the fact that even though others may go, it's just I can't really see the correlation. For us, it's completely obvious that he's like in the exact spot that he's supposed to be.
All of us know the feeling of sitting in a theater years and years ago, all the way to now, seeing a movie and seeing a location in the movie going, I'm going there, I'm going to find that. And this guy not only did that, he did a great job at it. And he didn't waste any time. The movie is just a couple of months old. So that's what impressed me the most, is this guy got out of the theater, went and found where this place was, and went and got the shot first. And it's always fun to be first, right? I know we always said it.
He's for being first. This got my vote just because of the crooked sunglasses. I just got a kick out of the, just having a quirky idea that I kind of wish I'd come up with myself. Like if I had done that shot,
I know. I've done that so many times in the group, and it's okay because it means that there's other brilliant minds like us around.
Personality matters, and that picture has its own personality and creativity and thought that went into it.
Additionally, when I was talking about effort, I wanted to have a look to see where this was and how easy it was to get to. So I did some references, and looking around on Flickr, I could see other people have taken this shot. Now, you may know this terrain and area much better than I do. That from the UK, never been here, I don't know. But I had a look and found that it's close to, or the closest road to it is US Highway 191. But where he's standing, that doesn't look like that's easy to park, easy to drive to, easy to get to. So that's one of those where it'd be really interesting to know how long that shot took him to take. Was that
where he put
exactly?
Walk over.
Was that an hour walk? When I'm looking at Google Maps, that does not look like straightforward terrain. You don't know if it's flat and so on. So is it like a lot of weaving like a snake to walk through like ravines and stuff to get that? I really don't know, and that's what I mean. But it'll be interesting to see and know
how much incline or grade there was if you're having to climb hills or go down mountains.
I was a Marathon Man by Andres Gulash. Sometimes I like seeing the way things change over the years, yet there's still enough to give you that perfect verification.
I like the fact that everything was done except for the time of day, but the rest of everything was so well done, I'm completely willing to overlook the fact that the shadows are literally on one like completely one side of the cement thing in the background in one shot and completely on the other side in the other shot. I'm completely willing to overlook that because the shot.
That shot made me pause. And once in a while, there'll be a shot that make you go, oh, that was pretty good. That's a good one. It was just well done.
Yeah, just because it's Marathon Man.
Yeah,
Now I have to go see that movie. I've never seen the movie Marathon.
Why have you not? Oh, come on. But that's got to be one of the scenes. One of those. It's got to be a movie that has one of those scenes that you just know by osmosis because it's the "Is it safe?" scene, the dentist scene.
Yeah.
That's where the line "Is it safe?" comes from.
Yeah.
What comes from Marathon Man?
That's from Marathon Man. Yeah.
No way. I had
Yeah.
no idea, dude. That joke has been in so many movies. And
Yeah. Gremlins 2.
Is it safe?
So, yeah, that's Marathon Man. The one thing I'll say about this one is the people have spoken because, like we said, a lot of these shots end up being white noise and they just kind of fly by and somehow they don't get noticed. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I think there's one shot on this list that we in our video today that had 10 likes. 10 likes.
Wow.
But this shot, 27,000 likes. So we don't really need to justify this one being on the list.
No, not at all.
Some just catch fire for some reason. This one got shared 763 times.
Woo! Congratulations to who was the guy that posted it?
Michael DP.
Congratulations, Michael DP.
That's awesome.
That's a great.
That is a lot of traction.
Yeah. No.
But there's a lot to like about this one. Firstly, the movie's great. The soundtrack's great. It's Daniel Day-Lewis. There's so much about it. The cinematography, everything. So then when you look at this, presentation is on point. I mean, you look at the two and it almost like if you stand back, that they are, the contours of the tree almost aligned and so on. But I think that this one gets kudos because when this shot was taken, no one else is going to be able to do this now because he mentions in his post that he believes that the overhanging tree has been cut down, and that's true, it has. This is one of those moments where maybe like Jaws when you get those shots with things that have now gone. Once you've got it, you've got it, you've been there, you've seen it, but no one else is going to be able to replicate this.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That's
By Jared Bond. This is one of those ones that you see over and over and over again. Or it's like, okay, enough. Here we go again. Another. But this isn't just another one. Jared did such a good job. I usually don't get impressed by wardrobe stuff, but the fact that he got three young people and they're in the wardrobe and the shot is just totally crushed. Man.
one of the things is I've seen that shot probably. I don't want to overgeneralize and say like 1,000 times, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually do the costume. So extra credit from me, dude. I'm totally costuming, so extra credit from me.
A couple of things I'd say about this that I think, like you said, stand out. Seeing this 100 times. So if you saw 100 of them all together, this is the one you're going to go.
That's the one that's going to stand out. Yep.
And the other thing that I think is really cool about it is I'm going to guess that almost all of them in that picture weren't even born when this movie came out. Right? Well,
point.
that's what I'm saying about being cool. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
Great. But as popular as this one is, Jared's is the mic drop. And I don't have this shot, and I no longer feel the need to get this shot. I defer to the greatness.
That's one of those ones where I've never gotten that either, but I don't. So many other people have done it, and now this guy, I don't need to.
Game over. Atman El Hittori, I hope I'm saying that correctly. He very easily could have looked up with 3 shots on this list. He had a busy month. And this one from the good, the bad, and the ugly. Once again, the jealousy factor for me.
Justin, you've been there, right?
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, you.
I'm not posted online yet.
No, but I know you've been there though.
Gosh, Justin, you and your faults are unposted shots that you're just sitting at for years. So, Justin, since you've been there, do you have any insights into what goes into getting this shot?
Yeah, so this one you need a car to get there, so you'd have to travel out. So it's not close to other locations and so on. And actually, the majority of all those dollar movies, like Last Crusade, Lawrence of Arabia, were all shot in the Almira Desert. but this is actually just north of Madrid. And they built this cemetery purely for the movie. This is one of those locations, because of the amount of scenes, that you can probably get 10 to 20 shots at this location. So there's them arriving, there's also when he leaves, there's multiple shots that you could get here. It's that balance between that, you don't want to oversaturate it. If you put in a sort of gallery together, you could get multiple. I think you said yourself, James, that you saw 3 or 4 options you could have easily gone with.
Yeah, State Otman, I hope I'm saying his name right. I think you got like all those different angles from this, but he very well could have had 3 or 4 shots off this list.
Well, that's nice, because when you say you see a bunch of, we do a scene that's oversaturated, everybody does the one angle. It's always nice to see somebody be like, okay, well, I'm still going to do that scene, but we didn't see this angle yet.
Yeah,
because nobody does it.
Last thing to say on this is, much like the Deadpool Wolverine, is nailed it on get the backgrounds in there, the details, composition, even the amount of sky and all that is really balanced nicely again.
That's what I was just looking at, the right side of the screen, where he almost perfectly matched up where the mountain should be, leaving the frame at the right top.
Yeah, you can see that one bare spot on the left side of the frame. That that's the same. It's a little drawn over, but you can still tell it's there. The Searchers by Jonathan Lorine. This is the one shot on this list that I do have, and we already kind of touched on this, just in terms of when you have such a drastic distance between foreground and background. Getting the angle is one thing, but distance is the other thing. It's a little trickier.
It's a lot trickier because most people are shooting on cell phones, not multiple different lenses that can be switched out at a moment's notice to get a different FOV.
But it can be so easy to mess this up in getting the camera too far or too close, which would make the character in the foreground either too large or too small in the shot. And he pretty much crushed it. So hats off on that one. I love the shot.
I know that where he's standing is like a point of interest, but for a middle of nowhere and otherwise middle of nowhere shot, that's one of the best matchups I've ever seen.
We made it to the top 3. We got Forrest Gump by Tommy Bernard.
Yeah, same one.
Now, this is one, now, just as somebody who spends as much time and energy and thought around this hobby, I thought I knew. It's like, this is one of those ones I had no idea about, and I feel like I should have known this. But getting inside, what is it called? The Wilshire Ebell Theater. David, are you familiar with that?
Yeah. This is a theater?
It's called a theater. He credits it as the Wilshire Ebell Theater. But I'm just like, wow. Next time I go to Los Angeles,
wait a minute, it's here. Yeah, crap. So where that shot where he's playing ping pong against himself when recovering, it was shot here in LA.
That's in Los Angeles, man. Yeah. So I'm like, how did I not know this? So
Added to list.
Yeah, go there tomorrow.
Wow, that is, yeah. I'll go be he who shall not be named and go there later today and then post it later today.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing those shots tomorrow.
Sweet.
What's great about this photo is that movie's been covered so much.
I've never seen this shot though done ever.
That's what's great about it, is when people take a movie that's been covered head to toe and they find something that's never been covered and they document it, and it's like, oh, there was an uncovered rock in Forrest Gump.
This captures the presentation is on point, the effort, because someone's found it, they've gone there, they've taken the shots and so on. It's unique, not seen it before, and let's be honest, it's cool.
Shot number 2, The Princess Bride. Stephen Melling did this great shot from The Princess Bride. I'll defer to David because it's your favorite movie, and Justin because you've been to this place. Go!
Yeah, I'm just going to say it is my favorite movie. It's the only movie I've probably seen actually realistically over 1,000 times all the way through, because I just love it that much. It's the best fairy tale ever told in my eyes, and every single child should be exposed to it.
I look at this and again, if you took the screenshot away of the movie, that's still an attractive photo anyway. I think just because the building, the way, the competition is nicely centered and so on.
It's a well framed photo.
Yeah.
Beautiful, colorful, well framed.
And their positioning of just being in that part of the doorway, the fact that it's dark in the background sort of highlights them as the focus, which is almost identical what they're trying to do in the movie, even though they backlit it.
But the
silhouette
the
in the mouth.
yeah, they
No,
want the doorway to be the shining figure in the movie, and to highlight them and their faces so you can really see who they are, because you know who it is in the movie. You need to know who it is if you're somebody who stands in your shots like I do.
The grand prize for the month of September in 2024. So we started with 35 shots, and we ranked them from top to bottom. And I think for all four of us, this shot was in our top three, every single one of us. So indisputably, the winner is The Sound of Music by Christopher Holmberg.
He nailed everything in
Yes,
all the things that we look for,
right down to the bags.
I mean, look, the only thing he could have done was gotten a wide-brimmed hat and the rest of the costume and shown up in a dress with stockings. There's a reason why he gets the number one spot.
Angle,
Perfect.
distance, and elevation at the camera. Like
Yeah.
you see the top of his head is touching that archway right in the exact same spot that Jamie Andrews' head is touching.
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic. This guy, so Christopher Holmberg's post, as far as the existence of this post, as far as the existence of this picture in the Historic Film Locations group, remember I said that the last Mohican shot got 27,000 likes? Yeah. This one, our number one winner of this list, 10 likes. 10,000, 10. So they're therefore justifying the fact that we're doing this because somehow this great shot slipped by everybody.
This right here is what we are looking for.
There's definitely a lot of detail to check out. You're right. Just as far as comparing the original with
and his placement, his pose and position relative to hers.
This guy Christopher Holmberg. So this shot is lumped together. It's like batched with 5 other shots from around Europe. I think he did like one from Barry Lyndon. He did one from The Third Man in Vienna. He did one from Paths of Glory in Munich, and all of them are this good.
It's one of those shots for me. I haven't ever gotten it, but it's so grand. Have you guys ever gotten such a grand shot? You're almost like, well, I can be done now with this hobby. I
feel like I'll never top that here. That would be this shot for me if I had done it.
I feel that way from time to time, yet I'm somehow still shooting the next day.
I want to say one more thing about that as well, because it's so saturated. This is very similar to the Ferris Bueller one, that if I was looking at 100 of this particular scene shots, this is the one that I go to. Again, if I take him out of it, and I was just to look at that as the background, it looks to me from a distance that it could be the same thing. That could be like a remastered version of the movie to some degree, if you know what I mean.
Regarding that shot and the fact that it only has 10 likes, as it pertains to why we're doing an exercise like this, is hopefully that really gets it to the point where this shot gets seen by the amount of eyes that it should be seen by. It's not indicative of quality. We don't know the rhyme or reason as to why it happens, but the fact that we voted this shot number one and it only got 10 likes,
this is what we're looking for. This kind of shot is what we're looking for. I don't expect everybody to take this much time or put this much effort into a shot, but I do hope that this is what you will aim for, because this is what we're looking for.
So that's it. Our first top 10, guys. This has been fun. It's been so good to talk to you. You guys, I consider you all good friends, so I love nerding out with you guys. Just to talk to you guys.
Good time chatting with you guys, going over some great photos. I think this is a really cool concept for people to watch and maybe learn and maybe, gain a different perspective of the hobby, and, to showcase some other people who are kind of doing the thing that, the thing that we love. So kudos to you, James, Justin, David. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
Same thing, it's great. I think different perspectives. It's really interesting when you analyse what someone else is doing and think about your own experiences and see what challenges they may have had and so on. And, definitely.
I'm with you. I mean, we talk about how we hope these shots will inspire others to crank it up a notch, to up their quality game, but these shots inspire me to want to do better too.
Yeah, it's a really nice thing to be the dude who started the group and constantly seeing shots that are like, oh man, I need to up my own game.
And so congratulations to the 10 people that we featured this week or this month.
Yes. Clap and pat yourselves on the back.
Yeah.
All right. And
Look forward to it next month.
I hope everyone watching this is going to say, okay, how do I get next month's video?
Yes, that is the attitude that you should be having. If you're still watching this video right now, you should be thinking, how do I get into next month's video?
So, of course, please be sure to subscribe so you'll know when that video is out.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care, gentlemen.
Take care.